Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and sorry for being gone for way longer than I should have been, in all honesty. It's just, writer's block happened for the football stuff, life got in the way, especially work, got tired from work, so I slept during the weekends. I should have probably been working on all this content I could have been doing for y'all, but I am here now, hopefully for a good while, and I don't have enough room in my phone to update YouTube on my phone, but I am recording this on a Kindle because thankfully, internet, YouTube, yay, still can put videos up. And I will get to the NCAA football video stuff still. That series is not dead. The CD has not died on me like '07 did. And this is something I was planning on doing with '07, and it being a Madden go inside series with the franchise mode. And I skipped over the preseason for y'all because, let's face it, who really fully cares about the preseason? But some news that happened like while I was doing the preseason stuff, mainly because I'm a Titans fan and I wanted the Titans to have a decent team. Look, 2025, we're 0-4. Let me have this place, okay? So, first off, Randy Moss, he got to New England, looked ahead into the season, saw it was going to get very, very cold there. And yeah, he played in Minnesota, but Minnesota had the dome, so he was safe from the cold there. So New England has traded him to the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Titans did get Randy Moss later on in his career. Thing is, we got old man Randy Moss. Here we now have prime Randy Moss, which is good. Fun. Yay. Gonna be fun to use that. Then, also, William Thomas gets traded from the Eagles to the Titans. Kellen Winslow Jr., the Browns got tired of him being a headache. Tired to we'll take him for a year or two. Vince Wilfork comes along as well. Sean Taylor, he got tired of Dan Snyder's meddling. Then again, who didn't get tired of Dan Snyder's meddling? So now he's in Tennessee as well. Jason Witten, he decided to hop on over to Tennessee as well, get away from Jerry Jones' meddling. Although he probably didn't meddle all that much back in 2007. But, hey, anything to get away from Jerry Jones. AJ Hawk, he wanted to play for a good coach in Jeff Fisher. And running backs have traded for Joseph Adai, Adrian Peterson, and Marshawn Lynch. So we got a good backfield. Vince Young's our quarterback. Also, Calvin Johnson, he came to Detroit. He had a feeling that the team was not going to change their game plan for him. So he gets traded to Tennessee. We also have Chris Henry, Greg Jennings, Antonio Holmes, Ted Ginn Jr., and Devin Hester. We also have Greg Olsen, who's a rookie, which I did not know this was rookie year. Honestly, when I started watching football, I thought he was in the league for 2 or 3 years already. And for the defense, we still got Kyle Vandenbosch, got Tamba Hali from the Chiefs, Jared Allen. Was he from the Chiefs or the Chiefs? Okay. Yeah. Also, Gary Brackett. It signed Ryan Neese out of free agency, I believe, just to be a decent backup left outside linebacker. Now I traded him from the Buccaneers. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically all the changes here. And the biggest injuries throughout the off season, or during preseason. Adrian Wilson for the Cardinals broke his wrist, so he's out for the rest of the year. You got L.J. Smith, tight end for the Eagles, that's out for 6 weeks with a torn groin. And he's the starting tight end too, so Eagles will just have to work without him for basically out the year. Aiken Aodell, Apologies, Cowboys fans, if I'm butchering that name. He's out for 3 weeks with a partially torn MCL. Then you have Derek Smith, who is the current starting linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. Out for 5 weeks with a broken jaw, which should give way to Patrick Willis being the stud that he eventually does become anyways. I mean, it was inevitable for him to be a stud in the NFL. And, like, one of the bigger ones as well is Deion Grant having a broken finger out for a couple more weeks. Brian Westbrook's out for 2 weeks with hip bursitis. So, Eagles might be struggling first couple of weeks without their tight end and their star running back. And, like, the rest of these injuries I'm seeing now are just 1 week, and we're beginning week 1 anyway, so, missing the first year. I mean, John Beck, rookie quarterback with a bruised shoulder, but he's the backup quarterback, so it's not as big a deal. And I'm also going to go over just the game of the week that the game says it's going to be the game of the week. Unless we get further into the year and it's just the Titans because they're undefeated. Then I'm going to pick a self-proclaimed game of the week. And the game has this week's game of the week being the Monday Night Football matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals, in which Baltimore does still have that elite defense of Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed. Like, that defense was dynamite, Like, probably easily the best 3 defenders that I have ever seen play. And this was, like, literally my first full year of watching the NFL, too. Yeah, like Ed Reed's one of the members of the 99 Club in this game. And they still got Chris McAllister, Jonathan Ogden, like I said, Ray Lewis. They had Matt Stover, Todd Heap. They had Willis McGahee, Bart Scott. Like, I have to scroll all the way down just to find Terrell Suggs. That's how good this team is still. Kelly Gregg, Samurai Roll, Mark Clayton, Elodie Nada. Yeah, that was his second year in this league. Dawan Landry, Derek Mason, Antonio Bryant, Steve McNair still at quarterback, although I don't know if he's going to be a quarterback much longer because he's been in the league 12 years. Game might have him retire, So we got basically a Pro Bowl defense going against essentially a good Pro Bowl offense, even without Chris Henry being on there. Although may Chris Henry rest in peace, because if I remember correctly, he was taken from us either in this season or the next season, one of the two. But, you still have Chad Johnson, Carson Palmer, Willie Anderson blocking for him. They had Shane Graham still, TJ Houshmandzadeh, Rudy Johnson. May he rest in peace, because I think I just saw he passed away recently. So may Rudy Johnson rest in peace. He's Levi Jones to help support that run game for him. And they're not bad defensively either. You got Justin Smith, Deltha O'Neal, John Thornton, Ed Hartwell, Robert Gaithers, Adia Williams, Landon Johnson, like Jonathan Joseph. This was his second year in the league? Wow, okay. Dexter Jackson, Odell Thurman. Like, this is going to be a great Monday Night Football matchup. Great Monday Night Football matchup to start off the week, especially when you have the other game being the 10-15 game that's between the Cardinals and the 49ers. And Cardinals are trying out Matt Leinart, and Larry Fitzgerald basically probably going to try to drag the team kicking and screaming to the playoffs, compared to 49ers, who have Alex Smith. I think the fan base is still kind of iffy on him. Yeah, Matt Leinart's starting quarterback. Then you got Anquan Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald being the receiving core. You got Edgerrin James being the running back. Back for the Cardinals. They got the tight end Leonard Pope ready to play as well. They got Chike Okafor still. Darnell Dockett, Kendrick Clancy, Carlos Dansby, Gerald Hayes. Like, this team, like, you look at them, you look at the Cardinals, like, they could be an underlying team to win the NFC West. You know? And yeah, Adrian Wilson's out for the year, but you still got Michael Huff, who is an 86, and then you got Hannick Milligan. And so they look a lot better than what some people might give them credit for here. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, yeah, they got Alex Smith, Trent Dilfer back there ready just in case something happens. Frank Gore, God, this was his third year in the league? I mean, seriously. Frank Gore played so long, some people might think he was there when the whole entire thought of football happened. That's how long he was durable for. You know? But with receivers like Darnell Jackson, Ashley Lilly, Arnaz Battle, I don't know how much Alex Smith's going to be able to work with. I mean, they've got Vernon Davis and Delaney Walker. So you got these two guys at tight end to help out. They got Larry Allen blocking for him. One was Justin Smiley, Kwame Harris. Defensively, they got Brian Young, Millen Oliver, Marquez Douglas, Demaine Duckett. They got Warren Sapp. I need to see if they traded with the Raiders to get him, just so that way the defense can be a bit better. Which, for the Raiders, I mean, you take a look at this team, like, they're trotting out good old, lovely Jamarcus Russell. And who wouldn't blame people for thinking that the Raiders aren't going to be doing too good this season? Because their highest player is Shane Leckler, the punter, followed by Namni Asamoah. So, yeah, it should be an interesting season for the Raiders, you know. And that is going to be all for this episode, and I will review all of the games next week, because we do have in this timeline, future Super Bowl matchup between the Saints and the Colts. Got Broncos Bills, Steelers Browns, Eagles Packers, Chiefs Texans, my Titans against Jaguars, which honestly I can go and tell you with me playing it, it's going to be a blowout. So we'll just cover that one really quickly. Falcons, Vikings, Patriots, Jets, and even without Randy Moss on the team and some of their key defensive guys, Patriots are still a 90 overall, so I didn't handicap the Patriots too badly in the year they actually went undefeated. So, and you have Panthers, Rams, which Rams still have like remnants of the greatest show on turf, but Panthers could probably be a sneaky team for the NFC South in my opinion. Dolphins, Redskins, yes, they are the Redskins here, not the Commanders, not the football team, the Redskins. You know, Lions, Raiders, which honestly, like, if it wasn't week 1, could probably be looking at a tank bowl kind of situation here. Bears, Chargers, Bucks, Seahawks, Giants, Cowboys, because of course that's the primetime game for Sunday Night Football. It's Cowboys, it's Giants, you know. The game of the week of the Ravens, Bengals, and the Cardinals, 49ers. And I will see y'all. I will go through all these games, and I will see you all next time.